What's up, guys? I'm back here with another bad intro. I'll learn, but for right now, I'm just gonna keep doing this one. Cut. What's going on, guys? I'm back, I'm here, I'm working on something. So, as a photographer, we take hundreds of photos every night, if not thousands. How do you choose which ones to post? I mean, we take thousands, you can't post 1,000 photos, dude. Everyone will unfollow you because you're just spamming everything. And your client doesn't want that many photos, that's just too many options for them to have. So how do you choose which ones to keep, and then how do you process that? I was at a show last night and I took about 800 photos of about 5 bands. So this part of it is my friend's band. They're called Homeseeker. They're sick, they're rad, check them out. I'm gonna get right into the photo stuff though. So everything's loaded into Lightroom. We're all here, great. Up here are some bands. I've worked on some of them so far, but this is where the Homeseeker stuff starts. So all the guys in Homeseeker, I apologize. I'm sure there's some bad faces in here. This is a cute one, Alex, you're adorable, but I'm sure there's some bad faces in here. That's just part of the game. So as we go through, I'll keep one of these just because they're fun and why not? Everyone likes a silly photo. They're great to have once in a while. And whatever, it is what it is. Maybe I'll come back to it. But we had some movement, I was just being dumb. And somewhere the photos actually start. These are all gross. Okay, here. So this I don't love. The reason I don't love it is because, oh, I can't see where I'm pointing, that's a bummer. Over here, all in this area, I wish there was a light. It's too dark in his hair, there's nothing that makes him stand out. We could work with it, but I'm not a big fan, so we'll keep moving. So one of the things you'll notice as I'm going through these is that the photos are taken in bursts. So I'm not just taking one photo and then moving to the next spot and then taking one photo and moving on. I'm trying to take a good amount of photos at once because I don't know exactly when the shot will be. Some people think it's not ideal, some people might prefer and think it's more challenging and more responsible to only take one photo at a time, but I think they're moving fast. I think it's the most effective way to get the photo, and I think you do what it takes to get the photo. It is so hot in my room. I turned the fans off for you guys, but I'm dying in here. So just wanted to throw that out there. Keep moving. This photo I like. This photo, I really like how it's lit in the front. I like the light on his forearm. This orange over here is great. His hair looks awesome. So you'll notice I'm doing, as I go through the photos, is I'm ranking them with a number. And I'm doing that by pushing just the number key on my keyboard, and that rates them. So that allows me to do later is I can go back and sort the photos just by the rated photos, and then that allows me to get rid of, or not view all the other photos that I didn't want and only look at the photos that I actually plan to edit. So in this case, it just makes my life easier, but I also can skip all the photos that are not the best version. Like this one I think is a good version. I like how the lights are all the same color. I think there's cool emotion. I think he's in action. Awesome to me. But this is the same shot, same moment, just a millisecond before. I don't love it. Head's not really in focus. These lights kind of work, but this foot is kind of awkward. I don't really know what it's doing, but that's what happens when you take pictures of moving people. Same here, like this was a similar version. I don't love the lights, I don't love the different colors in it. This to me is the best version of it because there's a nice uniformity in the colors and I like the action and everything's in focus that should be, and it's great. I like this one. The other thing you'll notice as I go through these is that I started at stage left, or stage right. Started on one side of the stage with the guitarist on it, and then I work towards the side of the bass player, and then I kind of do a loop around. So I'm trying to work through an order, which just helps me stay organized and helps me ensure that I've shot everyone and got enough photos of each member of the band. It can be so easy to get caught on just the vocalist or just, you know, the guitar or bass player who's super enthusiastic in their playing. So make sure you're giving everyone their fair share of camera time and trying to find photos of everyone. Ultimately, the whole band is your client, and if they only get photos of their singer or only get photos of one person, it's just not a good look. Not ideal. All right, I like this one. This is interesting. Normally, I would try and stay away from using anything where I can see someone's back or, you know, the back of their guitar here. It's just less flattering. But I think this is just a cool angle. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one. This I like. I don't know. I'm a little torn. I like the photo. You can see too much of his face, and it looks a little bit too stagnant. I wish I had like a lower shutter speed or maybe just didn't use a flash here so that we got a little more sense of the movement because I like it, I like the lighting, but it's just too firm, it's too rigid, it's too stiff. This I like a little better. You get a little more sense of movement coming from it. I'll rate that one, but I'll probably still use the first one that I rated. This, again, I like. The lights here are really cool, but he's just not sharp enough here. All this is a little bit too, it has motion blur because the camera was moving, but it just doesn't have enough blur. It just looks messy. It doesn't look like it was a clear shot with blur. It looks like it was just out of focus. So moving on from that one. So this all probably took place over about a song or two that I was on the bassist side, and then I move around to the drums, and there's a couple shots in here that I'm really excited for. I actually haven't looked through these photos at all yet. I wanted to do it firsthand with you guys, but I got some overhead shots that I believe are with this band. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they are with this band. So anyway, we're starting the drums. This I like. These are photos that I like, but I don't love. And what I don't love is this drumstick getting cut off here. It just doesn't, if this was the middle stick getting cut off, it'd be fine. But if I were to use this, I probably would just get rid of that tip of the drumstick. Same thing here. It just looks like the drumstick rather, is just disappearing into nothing. And it just doesn't quite look right. It makes your eye wonder what's going on, and your eye goes right to that. So that's why I wouldn't use that photo, although I do like the lighting and the setup. These are kind of cool. This is a cool photo. Looks like he's really sharp. Yeah, super in focus there. I like that. I like the blur on his hands. You really get the sense that he's moving, he's playing fast. We see he's right here on the crash, the ride. I don't know what that's called, but he's hitting that thing. I like that. That's awesome. Definitely gonna keep that one. Keep moving. I don't like the green here as much. I personally like to work with the pink. It's just the color I prefer to work with, but you could absolutely work with this green. That's just not what I would do. Purple here I like. Again, I like this photo more because I get a better sense of the drums, I get a better sense of the whole stick. Even though it is still cut off in there a little bit, it kind of fades out nicely just because of how the flash worked. Whereas here again, the stick going behind his head, you just don't get a sense of what's happening. It almost looks like he's stabbing himself in the head with a drumstick, which is not a good look. So, moving on. Ooh, we're starting to get the overheads. Okay, so this is a common concert problem, is that you get the mic stand in focus and the person out. This is normally a thing with vocalists and guitarists, but here was the thing with a drummer. So what you'll notice I do is just move a little bit to the right. I think I also tried a little bit to the left of it, but yeah, I can't have this. This is just too hard to work with. And even if he is in focus, this is just gonna be a kind of blurred out black line there, which doesn't work for me either. So moving on. Out of focus, still in focus on that mic stand. But okay, so here we moved. We're getting warmer here. I don't like the wrist here. I like the lighting. I think the motion is in the right ballpark. That wrist looks like it's broken, and that's a common thing with drummers. Drummers are, I think, the hardest people for me to get photos of because everything they do looks like their body's breaking, like that. We're getting warmer here. I like some of these. I missed. So to shoot these, I'm reaching my head above, or my hand rather, above my head and shooting down. I can't see the screen, so I'm kind of just guessing and checking. I've practiced, or I do this a lot. I like to shoot away from my face because I think it opens up a lot more angles. But it is kind of a guess and check game, so make sure you're being respectful if you're doing it. You don't want to just be standing there for hours, or not hours, but you don't want to stand there for too long trying to get the shot. Guess, kind of hide, check somewhere, and come back out, you know, a little bit later and keep working from there. I like that. Those are cool. That's cool tones. Again, we got the forehead in, head's in focus here. This ridge, I don't like. It's a normal thing. Obviously, everyone has that, but I don't love it. If I were to edit this photo, if I do end up editing this photo, I might work to cover that out. But otherwise, I like the crossed hands here. I like the perspective. I think if we press R and crop it down, maybe to 8x10, we'll probably get a cool photo out of that. I like that. I think that'll have a lot of character to it. I don't know. Keep going. So the reason I edit this way is because I want to see all of my options before I invest my time into editing things. You know, maybe I really like this photo and I edit it, and then 10 minutes later I look and this is the photo I wanted. And then I just wasted my time, but I'm not gonna send them both photos because they're too similar and no one wants two of the same photos. I mean, you want variety in that photo set. So yeah. So yeah, this is how I like to do it, just so I can see all of my options and have a sense of what the whole photo set looks like, and then I'll go back and start putting the time into editing and figuring out how I want the whole photo set to look. Really what I'm doing right now is just looking for stuff that looks cool to me. I'm looking for things that meet all the things I'm looking for in a photo. that work for me. Like for example, this photo, it's in focus, the lighting's cool, the composition isn't great, but if we cropped it, we could make it better. I just don't love the eye. He's looking at me, he clearly saw me. I got caught, and it's just not a flattering photo of him. So I wouldn't post that one, but even though I like the lighting, I like the composition, I like all of it, it just doesn't make him look good. And so who wants that? That's not something I'm gonna post. Which is ironic because I am posting it by filming the video, but hopefully you know what I mean. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a liar. Keep moving. Ooh, that's cool. I like this. I wish that this hand was like over here and I got a little more of his face, but it isn't focused on his face, which I'm happy about. It didn't focus on this hand, which is rad. I'll 2-star that one. I'll come back to it. Maybe this one actually, the one before it, but we'll see. I'm not sure exactly which one I'll use, but I'll probably use one of them. Again, I like the emotion, I like the light, I like the competition, but he caught me, and it just, again, isn't flattering. I don't love it. I'm just not gonna keep it. These are cool photos. I like the lighting here. I like the pose. It's a classic kind of power stance thing. Can't really go wrong with that one. Just a nice solid shot. All of these are essentially the same photo, just in different color variants, I guess you could say. He was in the pose, you know, playing whatever part he was playing, and the lights kept changing. So I like these lights the most, I like these colors, and I want to work with them the most. Again, just be thinking about which colors you want to edit, because even if this photo is, this green one is just a little bit better than this blue one, that's fine. I like these colors. I know I can produce these colors, something I will like more than I'll do with the green. Green, I don't love working with it. I don't love the results of it all the time. Whereas that blue and red, I really enjoy working with those colors. And that is a personal preference, and that doesn't mean never work with green or never work with other colors, but be aware of what you like, be aware of, you know, your tastes. Cool. So again, these are looking down at him. These were taken over my head, shooting straight down. And again, it's just a technique I like. I like to just try and create different angles, because if I'm always shooting straight, I just get bored. I mean, this is what it looks like looking straight up at him, and it is a very different angle. So these photos of Alex, I love. That's a cool photo. It's in focus on his hand though, not on his face, which is very annoying. I might be able to get away with it if I edit the colors boldly enough and distract you from that, but we'll see. This one I might keep as well. I'm gonna rate it. I think some of these ones coming up are even better though. So yeah, this is a better photo. I can go back and get rid of this one because this is in focus where I need it to be, I believe. Nope, I goofed. It's still in focus on the hand, but honestly the lights are cool. I think that'll work out just fine, even though it is a little bit out of focus. This, of course, still out of focus. Again, this is a photo I like. The lights are what I want. He has a pretty cool pose, but it's just not super flattering in my opinion, which is a bummer. And that's a lot of what concept photography is, and that's why I think you take 500 photos for the set. Because it's just, this happens. I mean, people are performing, they're not performing for the moment, they're trying to make the whole set look good. And in making the whole set look good, there might be movements like this that look cool as a big movement, but in this freeze frame, it doesn't quite translate well. And of course, that isn't anything about this band or this guy, it's just how it works. This I like, I love the glow in his eyes, his face is super sharp there. I might keep that. I don't love the arm here. But if we were to crop that, go 8x10, probably can start working away that arm. So maybe that's a little bit too wide. Let's see what 1x1 would be. Something like that looks a lot better. You still get the sense of how in shape or in focus he is. Still get a good photo. But we don't have to worry about that arm distracting us. So I'll rate that one. Keep going. This I like. This will be a really cool orange photo when it's done. That's cool. Maybe. I don't like how it's cropped out of frame here. I wish that I had my camera over more. Again, I'll probably crop it down somewhere in there, and that gets a little messy. So we'll see. We'll see if I end up using that. Here's a cool hair flick. I like that. Again, same thing. I like that. I like the lights here. I don't love where it's focused. We're in focus on the hand, not the head. I think it's cool because he's, has a cool chord. Something cool is going on with his hand there. I like the foot. I like the pose. I'm gonna start. I just talked myself into it. I was trying to tell you that I didn't like it, but I think I just talked myself into liking it. That was loud outside. I don't know what happened outside, but that was loud. Sorry about that. Oh, this is rad. Different angle. I like these. These are cool. What I don't love about this is the ceiling in here. We were playing, there was a local show last night at a venue that is not meant for hardcore shows probably. I don't love that white ceiling. I just think it doesn't match the aesthetic correctly, but it is what it is. That is that. So now we can go to rated. I think I did some of them 1 star and some of them 2 star. So don't know why I went to 5 star, but we can do that. These are some earlier edits. Where did we start? Here. So we ended up with 33 photos. So the 33, I'll go through and edit them. We'll leave it on this one for a cute second. I'm gonna go work on editing the photos. I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'll give you guys a time lapse of that. But let me know if this helped. Let me know if this was interesting at all to see me critiquing these photos. I don't know. I hope it is. This is another thing I wish. When I first started and I was shooting 800 to 1,000 photos, I thought I was doing something wrong. I thought that everyone else was just better. I was only shooting like 50 photos and keeping them. But no, I've never met anyone who works like that. To my knowledge, everyone I've met works similarly to this, where they shoot a ton of photos and then go back and pick the best ones. So don't be afraid to keep shooting. Just take all the shots. You'll get something. I mean, you have to eventually, right? If you take enough photos, one of them's got to be good. Or else I don't know. Or else the world's broken or something. But if you enjoyed this, let me know. Here's a time lapse of the editing. See you guys next week.